All right, so thank you for joining me. I will ask before we move into this, have you ever had a psychic reading before or anything like that?
Never.
Never? Okay, so this might be interesting for you. So you've heard of palm reading, the belief that the lines on your hand can tell you all kinds of things about your life.
Yeah.
One thing that a lot of people don't know is you can actually do the same with your eyes, in particular your iris. It's believed that the marks and lines inside your eye can tell you so much more about yourself than any lines on your palm ever could. And you've heard the saying, the eyes are the windows to the soul, and with your permission, I'd like to look into yours. Perfect. All right, so before we continue, I just want to talk to you about this. In the same way the moon controls the tides of the ocean, it's believed that the season you're born in can tell you all kinds of things about all the characteristics of your personality. So what I've got here is a list of all 4 seasons. If we look at autumn, for example, my birthday falls between these dates. That's how I know I'm definitely born in autumn, and this little mini reading here is actually pretty accurate for me. So I'd like you to take this, have a look, find the season you were born in, and check the dates as well, just to be certain, because you'd be surprised at how many people think they're born in summer when it's actually spring, and then they're confused when stuff like this doesn't work for them. Not bad?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. We might actually come back to this in a little while, so I'll place this off to the side. Another thing before we begin is when people go for a psychic reading, they usually have some aspect of their life that they want to focus on for the reading, and by doing that it helps them get more information out of the reading and hopefully something useful that they can take into their own life. So what I've got here is a list of different areas of our life. These are things that people often focus on when they have a psychic reading, and I'd like you to have a little look through them and just think of one that kind of calls out to you.
Yeah.
You got one?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now, in the same way the pupils of our eyes dilate when we're angry or when we're excited, I'm going to take you through a very quick process with this now. And that will kind of illuminate various aspects of your iris, various lines and markings, which I'm going to take a look at, and that's going to help me get the most out of this for you, because our eyes change depending on our emotional state. So take a look at this again. You'll notice these are split into 4 categories. Ignore the names of them, that's just to help me. But first take a look at the words listed under internal. And if you see your word there, I want you to look me right in the eye. If it's not there, just say no. All right then, okay. And now take a look at external. And if you see it there, again, look me right in the eye. If it's not there, just say no. Okay, perfect. And do the same for physical. Once again, if it's there, look me right in the eye. If it's not there, just say no. Okay, and the final one in mental. And again, if it's there, look me in the eye. If it's not there, just say no. Interesting. Okay. Right, I'm going to place this off to the side for a moment. Okay, so a couple of things I noticed first. Straight away I get a sense that you're a creative person, but I don't think you're creative in the traditional sense. I think you like to think a little bit more outside the box than people around you tend to do. But not only that, because you've spent a lot of your life being creative, this kind of shows up in your daily life now when you're making decisions, solving problems, and anything that may come your way. You'll probably find that you're also good at giving advice to other people, but at the same time, when it comes to giving yourself advice, that's when you struggle. Is that true? Okay. I also feel that you used to be the kind of person that'd be a little bit more reserved, a little bit quieter, and kind of almost like you'd be inside your own shell. But I think lately there's been some changes in your life that's kind of brought you out of your shell just a little bit, just enough to show the world who you are and what you're made of. And I think you're now finding ways that you can begin to share your skills with the world and the people around you in ways that you maybe didn't have the confidence to do before. Just without telling me what your star sign is, you're not a Gemini, are you? No? Okay, think about your star sign for a moment then before we get back to this. And just think of the name of your star sign and think of the last letter of your star sign. This is an S, is that right? Okay, and just think of the first letter. Okay, so at first I thought I saw an A, but it's not, is it? No, it's a T. You're a Taurus, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So let's continue with what we were focusing on. I think there are certain people around you in your life that have always told you kind of how you should live your own life, and they've kind of tried to apply their own rules to you. You shouldn't be doing this, you should be doing that, you need to focus more on this. Almost like they're trying to live through you and not really control your life, but kind of decide the direction you should take your life in. And even though you have respect for these people around you, I also think that you've gotten to a point in your life now where you kind of want to explore the world. I think you see yourself traveling in the future, but I think you kind of want to go alone, don't you? Is that right? Okay, excellent. And there's one final thing, and this is becoming much more clearer to me now. I think you've broken away from one particular set of beliefs that you were raised with, and now your mind is kind of open to what's more around you. You've been reading a lot more, you've been definitely watching a lot more YouTube videos, but not for entertainment, but for almost like to learn something from it. People speaking and you're taking their advice on board. Okay, so be honest with me, are you thinking of spirituality? Is that what you were thinking of, spirituality? All right, excellent. So from this point onwards, my advice to you is, of course, listen to those around you, because when people are trying to determine the direction you should take your life in, all as that does is kind of maybe reveal their own insecurities and the things that they wish they could do in their life. So of course, keep them happy and speak to them and acknowledge them and take their advice on board. But don't forget, the only person that can live your life is you. And they say that the best way to predict the future is to create it for yourself. And I think with the current mindset you've got, oh, and there's one more thing. I feel like there's a problem in your life right now, and the more you try and find a solution to it, it somehow doesn't seem to end. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. But just know that with time and with effort, that's when you will start to find solutions to the problems that come your way. You've already got the mind for it. You've definitely got the heart for it. You've just got to stay strong, and I definitely think you can do that.
Thank you. Thank
All right,
you so much.
no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're good. How was that for you?
Wow, like everything you said was right. Like wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Perfect.
Wow. I'm shocked. I'm so shocked.
And another good thing about being a Taurus is you probably, and people joke with you telling you how stubborn you are, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my days.
That's a positive trait though, it's a good thing. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
All right, excellent, wonderful.
Thank you so much.
No problem,
oh
thank you.
Oh my gosh.